Do you remember the wonderful Jazz Turner was our lunch break guest? Now, she was telling me about her bid to become the first wheelchair user to sail on her own, unsupported, around the UK and Ireland. It was 4 gruelling weeks. We were talking to her ahead of that trip, and now she's returning onto the show because she's done it. She took just 28 days to make it back. Brighton Marina on Monday, battling storm-force winds, baking sunshine, even running aground off the coast of Kent. Now, we're going to talk to Jazz, see how she found it. We'll also talk to her parents, Chris and Carolyn. I remember Jazz saying her mum was feeling a little bit apprehensive about the potential dangers. They're joining me in the studio very shortly, but first let's just revisit that extraordinary journey.
3 cheers for Jazz. Hip hip. Hooray! Hip hip. Hooray! Hip hip. Hooray!
When we were kids in the backyard, playing astronauts and rock stars, no one told us to stop it.
Since setting off yesterday, I've had a tough first 24 hours. We've pretty much had winds constantly of around 20 to 30 knots and a strong southwesterly, meaning a big swell. All my gear is soaked and I'm pretty exhausted physically and mentally.
Darling, don't quit your daydream. It's your life.
Hey everyone, it's day 8, which officially means I've been at sea for a week. I'm feeling a bit deflated today. I'm frustrated. I thought I would have made more progress by now, and surprise, surprise, I am still going upwind.
31 waiting tables.
Day 17, and we're back out to sea after 2 days at anchor. I'm very glad to be making forward progress again. We've got nice wind at the moment. We've got a bit of a messed up sea state from the storms over the last 2 days, which is making life a bit uncomfy, but we've got nice wind and we've got moments of sunshine in between cold, wet rain.
It ain't big enough if it doesn't scare the hell out of you.
Hey Jazz, it's Ellen MacArthur here, and I just wanted to send you a message to say have a fantastic trip. I've spotted what you're up to. I think it's absolutely awesome, and I hope you have a really, really amazing time. It's a beautiful coast, and you're going to see all of it. Take care out there.
19 days in, 1,400 nautical miles, and I'd officially passed the halfway point, the northernmost part of the UK, a little rock off the Shetlands called Muckle Flugger. So that was a massive achievement and a massive high to get that far and achieve something that I genuinely never thought possible.
As it all comes down to the south.
Sunshine! For what feels like the first time in forever, we have the spray hood down, the cockpit is vaguely drying out, and we have full sail!
The sound of the wind is whispering in your ear. Can you feel it coming back?
Out of absolutely nowhere, and I mean nowhere, 30 knots of wind came through as I'm trying to go round South Foreland towards Dover. The waves, just no visibility in the slightest. It had been dropping for the past 2 hours and taking reefs out, to suddenly needing to get all 3 storm reefs back in.
Voices surround us, hear them screaming out. We'll be crying for mercy, we'll be crying out loud.
Can't quite believe it, to be honest. It's been a hell of a journey. And I'm just so grateful for everyone, because I couldn't have done it alone. Like, it may have been a solo trip, but it's taken a small army to get me to the start line, and then an even bigger army to get me to the finish line.
The sound of the wind is whispering in your ear. Can you feel it
conditions to deal with there. And now we spoke to her before she embarked on that journey. I'm delighted to say that Jazz is joining me in the studio alongside her parents, Chris and Carolyn. Quite the journey to see Jazz back in our studio today, because she came in as our lunch break guest. This is Jazz Turner, and she has completed the challenge, which was such a huge challenge. Solo voyage around the British Isles, the first disabled person ever to complete the feat without any support. Jazz Turner back in the studio with me, and I'm also delighted to welcome her parents, Chris and Carolyn, who I imagine that this was quite traumatic for, quite worrying. She's back. She's back.
Yes, we're very pleased.
I've managed to sleep for the last few nights.
I'm sure.
And I don't think I'd realised how tense I was because I started aching as my muscles relaxed.
Well, Jazz said, Carolyn, when she was here as the lunch break, that you had been prepared for anything to go wrong. So you were in touch with the RNLI and Coast Guards just to make sure that if anything went wrong,
yes,
they were there.
Jazz didn't actually like me saying that, because if I was asked if I was worried, and I said, well, there's no point worrying, and RNLI, but I thought it was a courtesy to contact them because in case anything happened. Not that I didn't have any faith in this one, but I'm a sailor as well, and I know what the conditions can throw against you. And the RNLI, they were all very supportive in their responses, and the RNLI were wonderful when we did need them. But luckily, she did not need their assistance. She managed to do everything without it, but they were very supportive.
She's amazing, isn't she?
Yeah.
How are you feeling? I mean, Chris, you just must be so proud.
I'm glad all the modifications and all the work I did on the boat held up. I was worried about that. So yeah, very, very pleased that the boat held up.
I thought, Jazz, I'd talk to your parents before you, because I suspect that this journey has been probably more traumatic for them than it has been for you, although it did sound like you had quite some challenges there.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's probably easier for me because I'm just dealing with what I'm faced with daily, whereas they're the ones who don't know exactly what's going on, and all they can do is watch my little dot as I go round and hope I have signal to contact them.
You've had some incredible challenges in life, and you talk about your army of people that helped. I suspect that these are the leaders of the army that you've got sitting with you now.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I couldn't do it without their total unwavering support, and the fact that they just back all my mad ideas and just get on board no matter what, really.
You've got some incredible health challenges, and you've taken on a challenge that most people without those wouldn't even think about. Just tell us about the challenges that you are facing.
So obviously my mobility is drastically reduced, so on shore I need a wheelchair. I can't really support myself using my legs, so on the boat that means I get thrown around a lot and I'm very reliant on my upper body. And then the other major challenge was obviously getting enough fluids and nutrition in me to give myself enough energy, which when you can't really eat or drink properly is quite challenging.
Were there times during this journey that you thought, what was I thinking about? This was madness?
For sure, yeah. There were definitely times where I'm screaming at the boat and screaming at the wind, and you're sat there and all you want is to go back into harbour. But the sea has an annoying and funny habit of, as soon as you're ready to give up, it brings out something that brings you back.
And you very much nurtured a love of sailing, didn't you, and helped develop her remarkable skills?
Well, Jazz has always been an exceptional sailor, and we met through sailing, and she has really exceeded all our abilities and has needed bigger horizons to use her skills and her love of just challenges. She's never let her condition define her, and she's asked me once, I'd love to be an advocate for disabled people, how do I do it? And I said, you just do what you're doing.
I mean, looking at Jazz here in front of me now, it's you forget the condition, but it does come with an awful lot of challenges.
Yeah, and she has faced that. Well, we've sometimes had to face them together. We've sometimes had to battle against society to face them together. But it's been an amazing experience as watching her do this, and we're so proud. We can't really, I'm going to tear up now, but can't really explain and put into words what she means to us and how proud we are at what she's done.
It must be such a relief that you're all sitting safe.
Yes.
We don't need to involve the RNLI at this.
No.
But she's already wanting to go back again. She's talking about other challenges now.
3 hours. Took her 3 hours to start talking about world domination. I thought it would be shorter.
And one of the wonderful things as well, because you've got your lovely dog with you there, and this was the first journey you had to do this without your dog with you. Was that difficult?
Honestly, everyone kept asking me what's the worst part, and honestly it was being apart from her. It's more that every time I go to sleep, I'm used to having her next to me and feeling her breathe as I go to sleep, and actually trying to sleep without that comfort, that warmth, feeling her chest rise and fall, that was one of the trickiest things ever.
How did it feel when you arrived back, when you knew you'd done it?
It was very overwhelming. I kind of knew people had been following, but you don't really get a sense of it because you're so isolated. It's just you and the boat and the sea, really. So it was quite a big shock to see not only the number of people I knew, but also actually the number of people I didn't know and had no idea who they were, who sort of had followed along and just came out to say hi.
Now, you did run aground at one point.
Yeah, not my finest moment, but as a lot of the big offshore guys have said, mistakes happen. It's what you do afterwards that defines you.
And you've raised an astonishing amount of money for charity.
Yeah, we've raised over 50,000. I think we're at 52,000 this morning when I checked.
Those weather conditions, so it sounds as if you pretty much had a little bit of everything, including thunder and lightning there.
Yeah, I didn't enjoy the thunder and lightning because I was about 100 nautical miles offshore, so there was absolutely nothing around me, and all I could think was, if this storm gets really close, I have a big metal mast sticking up and I am the highest thing around here.
You're so modest. I mean, what you say with a lot of imagination and a rather large army to help, you can do things differently, you can do it.
Yeah.
We've got your main supporters here. What would you like to say to them, to Chris and Carolyn?
And Rupert.
All I can ever say is thank you. Words will never be able to explain what it's like knowing I have them in my corner. It wouldn't be possible without that, that's for sure.
I can imagine that jazz has enriched your lives in so many ways too.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yes. But we've done things we never thought we would do.
Yeah.
Until she came into our lives.
And actually, we've just realised today, on coincidence, was she completed a year ago today her South Downs Way Walk that raised £12,000 for Newhaven and Seaford Sailability. Just came back up on your memories from a year ago. So this was quite, yes.
I don't think you're going to be relaxing anytime soon.
Oh no,
I suspect.
No, we don't expect to be.
I suspect, Jazz. I can already see the plans ticking through.
We should probably say a big thank you to Rupert Smith. He's the boat surveyor. He's the guy that really got that chose the right boat, did all of the sort of boat building side of it.
And you did the electrics.
I did the electrics and engineering, but
I did the soft furnishing.
I have to say, I'm so delighted to see you back, Jazz, after you were our lunch break guest, because I have to say I felt a little bit nervous hearing about what you had planned, and it's so brilliant. Well done. Many congratulations.
Thank you.
And thank you, all of you, for joining me in the studio.